What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have the first overview video for my brand new model airport, and this is going to be the Coral Sea International Airport. I hope all of you are excited for this today. I've been super excited to debut a brand new airport here in Australia in that Southeast Asia region. And now, of course, as you can see here, I also have the brand new 22-gate rotunda terminal building set up here from GeminiJets. Not brand new, but brand new to my collection, I should say. So very excited to have this here. And today we're going to do an overview here of the airport, what to expect, and kind of the initial, rundown here of what to expect with the brand new display. So I hope all of you are excited for it. Let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, this airport is going to be once again the Coral Sea International Airport. If you don't know, the Coral Sea is over on the northeast side of Australia. And this airport's actually going to be a new reliever airport in Cairns, Australia. So if you don't know, there's an interesting pronunciation for the city Cairns here in Australia. It's C-A-I-R-N-S. And when I heard it for the first time, I was trying to figure out why it was pronounced Cairns, and then I finally figured out that that's just their pronunciation. So I thought it'd be fun. And once again, it's right next to the Coral Sea as well. So I thought all those elements really added some really cool pieces to the puzzle here for our airport. So that's exactly what we have here. So this airport, very much like New Forest, is going to be a major departure from what I have done in the past. So obviously, I mainly have my US model airport setups like Tulsa, Dallas, Great Plains, and so forth. But obviously, this is going to be another new international airport. So we know New Forest is in the United Kingdom, so this airport's going to be in Australia. So very excited about that. And if you don't know, Cairns is in Queensland, which it's pretty much like they have just like 5 big states. If you have never seen Australia in that way, they have the Northern Territory, Western Australia, South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales, and Queensland. So 6 really big areas. I don't know if they're technically provinces or what they are. I think that's what they are. But regardless of the case, that's where this is. And as a result, obviously, we're going to have a bunch of flights from the region. So first and foremost, as you can see right here, we have a 22-gate setup. So I decided to go with this. I really wanted to utilize a mat like that from layover layouts, but I don't have one that has a bunch of wide body stands on it. And there's a bunch of wide bodies that fly to this region. So one major element that we're really going to get familiar with during our time covering this airport, which we're going to be covering it forever. So like what I meant to say was, what we're going to start to get familiar with here on this channel covering this airport is obviously there are so many different, avenues in regards to all these wide body aircraft that we're going to see. And obviously there's so many longer distance routes that you're going to see here relative to, the United States, for example, because there's so many close by states and so forth. And, there's more urban areas and so on and so forth. So as a result of that, we're going to be learning a bunch about what these wide body flights are like. So I thought this display would really be good for this because as you can tell, we have the wide body area over there and the narrow body area over here. Now, of course, as you know, I could have, got a layover layout and made it work, but I really wanted to get this project kicked off before my life gets crazy here with jobs and so forth. So I just thought this would be a simple way to not only maximize the use of my new terminal building, which you'll also be seeing this in Great Plains as well. That's a nice hint, but you're also going to be seeing it for this display as well. So to kind of build it up, I'm going to bring back a little bit of the storyline element from that airport. And unlike New Forest, how I kind of just kicked it all off at once, I'm actually going to progressively build on this display. So you can currently see here that this rotunda piece has been opened. We're gonna have the story that this concourse building is currently getting developed. And I decided to just go ahead for this update and just say that the entire concourse building has been developed. I think that that would look best and so forth, that the whole building has been developed, but we are, in such a stage that we really wanna get the airport kicked off that we just have a portion of it open. So right now, and this could change later, I might add an extender piece, but right now you come up through underground on an underground train to reach the airport. The concourse here, this is technically an island concourse, so satellite is the correct term. So that's exactly what we have here, and that a portion of it has currently opened. So you can see the rotunda here on this side. We have a variety of aircraft already here, so this will be what you'll see in that pilot episode. So as you can tell right here, we have a couple of Australian and Southeast Asia narrow bodies with the Qantas, Jetstar, and Scoot. So that's exactly what I have here for these aircraft. And you also can see the Cebu Pacific. So there's some hints as to what we'll be discussing in that first airport update. So very excited about that. And obviously you have the aircraft here as the supplement, but I have this construction area going on over here that will be developing gates on both sides. So this is going to be the narrow body side, and this is where you're going to be finding the rest of those narrow body aircraft that fly from, Southeast Asia and the Australia regions, which we should be able to reach in narrow bodies pretty easily. Even the Maxes can probably go all the way over to Dubai and so forth. So we'll be seeing quite a bit of that. that in the corner right there, you can see a couple of Maxes that I already have. So those will be featured in upcoming airport updates. But you're also going to see me getting new narrow body aircraft. There was one that was just released by Gemini. I can't remember what it was that I was really interested in and definitely considering getting, just to expand the lineup a little bit. But regardless of the case, you're going to be seeing a bunch of these new narrow bodies joining my fleet. And then internationally, I do have several of the models that I do anticipate to use for this update. But as you all know, this is currently a 22 gate setup. And with it being so customizable, I can definitely add more stands if desired. A stand can go here, for example, and so forth. I just set this up how it is currently. So yeah, the goal is to hopefully within the next year or so develop this to a 22 gate. And I don't want this to get too big. I never expect this to be the size of Great Plains. I don't think it ever will be. I just want this to develop it as my international fleet through Australia and Southeast Asia grows. So it will grow in alignment with my fleet. Kind of like what New Force is doing. New Force isn't quite ready for an expansion yet. But when I have enough models, then obviously that airport will probably expand onto that Tulsa display is my plan. So very excited about that. But as for the Coral Sea display, you're going to be seeing this here. So I don't expect getting off this concourse for a while. I definitely would like to at some point, but I need to see what my next situation is going to be and so forth. But I should have enough room regardless of what's going on to be able to feature Coral Sea as a regular monthly airport update series along with the rest of the airports. So this will be in addition. There will be no retractions from the airport updates. And I do want to say, I know this has been a hot topic, a couple people have asked, but I definitely do intend to get DFW back on the road at some point as soon as I possibly can. DFW is a great display and I really enjoy featuring it here on my channel. I just haven't got a chance to get that back set up and recorded. So I definitely hope to get Dallas back at some point here in the near future. But regardless of the case, so yeah, once again, I'll get you some different views here of kind of what you'll be able to see through the airport updates. But obviously, as you can see here, we got quite a few different cool aircraft. Kiwanis Jetstar and Scoot. So you'll be seeing a bunch of these. So this end rotunda was the easiest to develop, is the story that we're kind of going with here. So that's why this section was developed first, and that's why this will be the first that will be covered. And we were able to get one wide body stand done for the launch of the airport, which we'll be celebrating more in the first update. And that's where you obviously have that aircraft. So yeah, currently over here, we have more wide body development going on. So these stands are going to be able to progress faster as we're going to stay. There's really two reasons, but number one, I'm going to say for the airport update perspective that I don't have the narrow bodies yet to fulfill too many stands. I have a few more, so that's why we have some development over here. But this will progress as I get the narrow bodies, but I have more wide bodies. So we're going to say that there was grant money and that this airport, like I briefly mentioned previously, there's going to be more of a wide body focus because it's a reliever to the main Cairns airport, which has quite a bit of narrow body flying currently happening. So that's where that comes into play. So that's why you see more wide body development first, but the narrow bodies will come with it, especially once we get more low cost carriers. So we will see more low cost carriers at this airport by default, but you're going to see plenty of legacy carriers as well, like Kiwanis and Singapore Airlines. So several of those carriers will be flying here in the future, but obviously due to limited availability, there's only so much. Now we do have that other stand right there that's already established. In the second update, we'll be introducing an aircraft to that stand. And I also want to make another note as well, and I kind of slipped on this initially, but I will build off a little, or I will get a little table for probably a partial runway and also a hangar and maybe, rather an FBO and ramp area for our, and a cargo area for our cargo, military, and general aviation offerings. Cargo, military, general aviation. And I'll also look to get a hangar area probably, but I do want to expand because this concourse takes up this whole area right here. So I do want to provide a little bit more area in the way of, gates and so forth. So that is the plan with that, but that is the high level overview of what's currently going on. So yeah, these are the initial aircraft that you'll see in the first update, which will be coming out. So this is going to come out probably in April or May, I'm not sure. But anyway, the first update will be this summer. And the other cool part of this airport that's going to really vary from my others, this is the first time we've ever done this, is that this airport's in the southern hemisphere. So as a result of that, we will be seeing the northern hemisphere summer months will actually be the winter here. So what's cool about this for the airport updates is actually in the winter time here for most of my viewers here on my channel, this will actually be the winter in northern hemisphere will be the summer in the southern hemisphere. So during the months of October through April, you'll be seeing the peak of this airport. So we're actually, just like New Forest, actually going to start this on the lower part of the peak season, and then we'll pick up to the peak season by October, November area. So I think that'll be really cool because we'll be able to load it up and, you know, get more frequencies and so forth. So that'll be cool. So yeah, it'll be fun to start. Obviously, this is kind of what we're going to be looking like, and they thought it would be a good time here during these months to get this airport established. Now, Cairns has pretty good weather year round, so that's not too big of an issue in the way of, you know, balancing all that, but obviously you do have to be mindful of all that and so on. So yeah, I'll be sure to put more details in that first update with the route maps and so forth. But here's the initial 4 carriers. It's going to be Qantas, Jetstar, Scoot, and Cebu Pacific. And there'll be several other carriers that will be beginning their tenures here very soon as well. I will say there's already a contract done with Air New Zealand, so that will be another carrier, and there's several others. There's also been talks about already possibly a carrier from Europe or somewhere in that Middle East area, so that would be very exciting. But currently we do have a few connections, but obviously only so much right now. So hopefully this will expand pretty fast. I do need to get a couple more narrow bodies. I probably need another Qantas narrow body and probably another Jetstar and a good handful of other airplanes. I know Jetstar A320neo I think just got released from NG, so I might target that one and a few others, you know. And I do have quite a few CRP points, so for this and New Forest I might use some of those points to kind of work towards these I wouldn't consider them secondary projects because they are going to be full stream airport updates on my channel, but you know, they aren't the cornerstones, right? So they certainly will be going strong. But I'm really excited about this project. Let me know what you all think. I'm so glad to continue to diversify my entire collection, and getting started with a really cool project here in this region I think certainly will be a nice foundational piece to that momentum and overall, you know, situation. So yeah, I hope all of you are excited for it. It's definitely an exciting time. I apologize about the light. This is not unusual here in April to get just a nice 7 to 10 days of rough light, so I apologize. But in the next updates, they will be much better lit, so don't worry about that. But anyway, I hope all of you are excited for what's to come. It's going to be awesome. So excited to get Coral Sea International Airport underway. There'll be a bunch of GeminiJets, NGs, and other really cool model aircraft that you'll be seeing in this display. And then by the first update, I'll probably be able to debut the new ramp as well. I do want to get that going as well. So, but this obviously, we mainly focus on commercial airliners, but obviously, as you can tell by some of the boxes over there, I have actually got some non-airliners recently. So that will be a massive unboxing coming up soon as well, if it's not already out. But regardless, I really hope all of you are excited for this airport. This is going to be a really good one here on the channel, and it's definitely going to really add some good variety here. So with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. You love you do. My name is CM Aviation. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. The CM Aviation signing off.